my only son, and I will always want you. I gave you hands of fire, so love me, I designed you. I fingered through your head, and what's inside discovered. Your vicious nature speaks much louder than your mother. Well, I'm in my dreams and in my head. Will I keep me? The day is dead, and in my dreams the baby's born. I love you, will I bleed when I'm dead? Lie to me, 'cause I said I will bleed when I'm dead. Lie to me, 'cause I said. I give my only son, and I will always want you. I take your ball and range. Well, I just love to cut you. Well, I'm in my dreams and in my head. Will I keep me? The day is dead, and in my dreams the baby's born. I love you, but will I bleed when I'm dead? Lie to me, 'cause I said I will bleed when I'm dead. Lie to me, 'cause I said. I give my only son, and I will always want you. I gave you hands of fire, so love me, I design you. Well, I'm in my dreams and in my head. Will I keep me? The day is dead, and in my dreams the baby's born. I love you, but will I bleed when I'm dead? Lie to me, 'cause I said I will bleed when I'm dead.
Let's go, y'all. Alright, welcome back to the cave. This is going to be episode 10. So, today we got a lot to cover. And I'm going to hit up another music break at about, we'll say like 4:30. We'll go for like 15 minutes. So, we're starting off with WWE. The Judgment Day came out pretty crazy last night. There's just some highlights of them. But they came out pretty crazy last night. Some good promos where Drew McIntyre actually pulled up on him in the middle of their match with the Claymore kick. And they won it. They retained the titles. And it looks like Drew McIntyre is now working with the Judgment Day from what we saw last night. As well as in that promo section, Damian Priest said that he was the leader of the Judgment Day. Seems like he kind of was the enforcer last night. And the faces were getting into his head coming up to Survivor Series. Now that they've got, the what's it called? What's the match? War Games. The War Games match is going to be the Judgment Day against Cody, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, and Sami Zayn. But the Judgment Day has JD McDonough for some reason. But, speaking of the Judgment Day, I wish there was more competitors on the roster that would get a chance for, the NXT North American title and the tag team titles. I don't really think they need to have all the belts, but it kind of makes sense that they do because they're just like a powerhouse team and they always are working together. That's why Adam Pearce actually had to ban them from ringside and the entire arena last night until we saw Rhea at the top of the ramp shaking hands with old Drew McIntyre after he just destroyed poor Jey Uso. As we're looking at it here, it came back from a commercial break. I remember watching this last night. It came back from commercial, and Cody and Jey were getting the momentum here. Starts it off with the disaster kick, and this entire next coming up sequence is pretty fire because everyone's just running in and out of the ring, getting hype. The crowd is really into it because all these wrestlers are just up there. They're really high tier people. And, it sucks to see that, what's his name? Drew McIntyre came in. This was just a beautiful match, all in general. Great time. Next, we got Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark. This is when they got banned from ringside last night on Raw, when Zoe pulled up talking her smack, basically saying that she's in Rhea's head. She's got too many things to worry about. So come Survivor Series, she might be losing that belt. And if they wrote it out like that, I wouldn't really mind it at all. It's it's a pretty good match coming up. Considering what Zoe Stark pulled off in the Women's Battle Royal to make a number one contender, there's a lot of heavy hitters on Raw in the women's division right now. So, there's people to look out for in these matches. So her coming out on top, her and her tag team partner were in the ring for the last two, and they just went at it. It was pretty fucking dope. So that was a pretty good match that night. What else we got to cover here? What else we got? Miz. The Miz was turning up. This was last week on Monday Night Raw. He was tearing it up. We've never seen this man wrestle so good. I'm not going to lie to you. The Miz was turning up. He was locked in this match. This was a fatal four-way for the number one contender against Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship coming up. I think Survivor Series or whatever pay-per-view was before that. But yeah, there's going to be that. But this match, it was all in all just insane. I thought actually Ivar or Ricochet was going to win this match because Ricochet actually lost the title to Gunther not too long. Well, it was a while ago. He's the longest reigning champ. Just amazing sequences here to end it. They finished it off with a double splash in the middle. And they were both pinning at the exact same time. One guy kicked out, one guy didn't. So sent Ivar into a rage, the dude on the left, and he actually had a match against The Miz the night before that. Our boy Bronson Reed there in the middle getting pinned. He's the one that didn't kick out, by the way. He lost Ivar the match. It would have been like this weird tie thing where they would have had to settle it again, but somebody else came on top here. What else we got? LA Knight against Roman Reigns was one of the most crazy. It was a little short rivalry because they quickly went into another title match, but it was really fun to watch this. Like, this whole match was crazy. LA Knight managed to kick out of the spear. He was putting the work in on Jimmy and Roman, like, the whole match. And he actually should have won on that rope break there. The camera angle on TV, it looked like the ref hit 3 there. I can't even lie. Everyone saw it, so I got LA Knight as my champ right now. Also, just the build up to this was pretty crazy. LA Knight pulled up to the head of the table on Roman and like just talking all this smack after Paul Heyman like wiped off the seat for him. It was great. Good matches. I think Roman's still probably going to lose the belt to Cody. I'm not sure when. Probably this WrestleMania, or maybe even the next one. Because it wouldn't make sense for him to not beat Roman after what happened between those two. You know? This is a pretty cool little promo that WWE cut for those two. Also, tonight on NXT, I don't have any clips of these two, but Wes Lee is facing off against Baron Corbin tonight. I think that's for number one contender for NXT United States Championship. Hopefully somebody takes that from Dom Dom because, I mean, the Judgment Day doesn't need every single belt. And Dom Dom is actually pretty good. He needs to focus like in a different area of the ring. So, we also got Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes leaving us in quite a weird little mix there. We don't really know what's going on with that storyline. You know, Carmelo had a match that was actually interrupted by it was the other way around. Trick got interrupted by Carmelo. And it actually caused Trick Williams to lose the match. And I don't know if that's like gonna cause a rivalry between these two, but that's when this dude pulled up. Lexis King. He's like some WWE wrestler's son, right? So he's pulling up and he's like got this vengeance story. Oh, he's gonna run WWE. And it was kind of weird because he said he had like a bad father. I don't know. It was an interesting like starting promo that he had a couple weeks ago on NXT when they were doing the women's knockout tournament. But I don't know. Trick Williams, he needs to have honestly, I think him, Carmelo, if Trick Williams goes after the NXT North American title when whatever happens with Dom Dom and Wes, or Dom Dom and Baron Corbin, I think that's where Trick Williams should be. And I think Carmelo Hayes needs to either win the NXT title back from Ilya or somebody, or it needs to go to the main roster. Because other wrestlers need more opportunities. There's young people on here that are even younger than the people that got the belts on NXT right now, or are moving up on the main roster. So there's so much talent right now. They need to start making some moves in these storylines so that people can get their chance and get their moment, because everybody can do it. I think they're all pretty good and really talented. So, it's up to whatever the talent wants to do. Really, it's up to whatever they want to do. It puts a big heavy weight on their shoulder, right? They get a lot of pressure from having to deal with things like that, but it's a way that they can move their way up to the top. Like Lexis King, he's pulling up on Carmelo Hayes. He was just the NXT champion not too long ago. Braun Breaker, he's not the NXT champion anymore, but he was cooking up with his own storylines with Von Wagner smashing his head down on the stairs, making him bleed everywhere. He pulled up on him. They had this weird match at Halloween Havoc against the dude's manager, that match was fire. If you saw that, it was good. But as I was saying, the young talent needs their chance. They need to start bringing people up to the main roster, or, just in general, giving people more opportunities. I think that would shake it up. It would make things a lot different on the rosters if more people were on each show from NXT, and they might be on both doing stuff. It's not just like the people from Raw and SmackDown coming down to NXT and having rivalries with them. I think it should be the other way around. That being said, I'm going to head us off, send us out to a quick music break. So I'm going to disappear for just a moment, bring this bad boy back up, and we're going to head into some Dream Eater by Sweet Spine.
Dream
We'll start off with some NBA news before we get into the NFL news. Figure out where I am on this crap. Alright. Nuggets are starting off pretty strong. I like this comeback season after winning the championship. They're really defending it nicely. I'd like to see that. Anthony Edwards balled out against the Nuggets. That man is the definition of sitting. The meme where the guy's sitting back in the chair and sitting up with the video game controller. That's what I see when I think of him. 'Cause he comes out there balling. Who else we got? Giannis is cooking it up as usual. He had 35 last night against the Bulls, and then he came out with like 50-something against Indiana the other day. That was pretty crazy. What else we got here? The Raiders are 2-0 after firing Josh McDaniels. They're 5-5. They could honestly, they're in the hunt for that playoff run right now. Speaking of some decent teams trying to make a playoff run right now, Bills and the Broncos squared off last night on Monday Night Football, and let me tell you, that was a pretty insane game. It wasn't the most high-scoring game because there was a lot of turnovers. And if the Bills are coughing up 4 turnovers a game against the Broncos defense, the Broncos defense is very strong, but they started off the season 1-5. So let's think about that. If you're letting up 4 turnovers on that team, you're out of contention. But if they do fix that problem, they're tied for second place with the most turnovers in the league. If they put an end to that, I think they're a Super Bowl contender. Josh Allen is pretty good quarterback. Dude puts it on a rope to his receivers. And, he's got a lot of skill out there. Dude's great. One thing I do like to see is the defense is looking out for vengeance on the Broncos. And they could make a postseason run. They got a tough game next Sunday night against the Vikings, who just came off a big dub against my Saints. We'll get into all that later. But Broncos defense looks to be crazy. 9 turnovers in the past 2 weeks against 2 teams that are like playoff football teams. So that's pretty crazy to see, honestly. I'm a big fan of that. And the 12-man on the field call and that pass interference at the end of the game here was one of the craziest sequences on primetime football that I think we've seen in a long time. So, just imagine. You get a sack here, 3rd and 10, with 35 seconds left. They have no time. They have 1 timeout left. And they throw a pass into double coverage pretty much. And your guy gets a flag called on him. There's not a lot of contact there really, but I don't know. That's a bad play right there by the DBs. And they ended up getting a quick playoff. Kneeled it, ran the kicker out there, missed. 12-man on the field on the defense for Bills. And they gave Will Lutz a 36-yarder instead of a 41-yarder. And the Broncos take it home 24-22. Knocking the Bills down to 500 mark. And the Broncos are now sitting at 4-5. So that's pretty crazy. Starting off 1-5, last 3 games, they're 3-0. It's one of the craziest stories we've seen in football for a while if they end up making a push. Other than that, Josh Dobbs is a legend in the making, in my opinion. This dude's crazy. He beat up on my Saints defense, and Derek Carr got hurt again. But Jameis Winston almost brought it back, man. In true J-Bo fashion, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks, and he only played the second half, I think. So, classic J-Bo. Josh Dobbs is nuts, man. He brings the Vikings up to 6-4 now, and they're on a 5-game streak now, Minnesota. So they could be taking it to a playoff run. And I believe that my Saints may have a chance as well if they win the NFC South. Because, Panthers aren't looking too hot. And, Falcons can't really decide on a quarterback right now. And, Tampa Bay, they're going to be in and out. they're always going to be a challenge for us to beat, though, in my opinion. Those division games for the Saints are always tough. But, the Vikings are definitely going to have a huge chance here, and I'm scared of that. We got some college women's basketball news as well. The CU women's team, ranked at number 20 in the country, upsets number 1 LSU after they just won the national championship, 92-78 week 1. That's pretty crazy. That's a hot start for them. You got good high hopes, because CU men's football did not do what everyone hoped it did. I think they're kind of sitting in a pretty decent spot. Within the next 2 seasons, if they actually do have a 12-team playoff, CU is definitely going to be one of those teams that tries to sneak in there, has a pretty high seed in the next few seasons. They just need a few more recruits. They got to work on the offensive line, and I think they'll be pretty solid, especially if they can pick up and recruit a good quarterback after Shedeur. I don't know if he's going to declare for the draft this season or next, but he is a junior, so he's got the rest of this season or another full season left on the roster for his dad, Dion, out in Boulder. But with that, everybody, it's going to send us into our outro, and I'm going to get us into our final little bit of songs. This has been The Cave. Everybody make sure this is going to be 4 with the dash and another 4 with the dash. We are on day 10, so get those stones, mark it. I'm going to definitely work on this type of format so there's less hiccups next time, less ads, and it'd be a lot smoother for everybody to watch live, because I'm going to edit this up on my YouTube page. So if you want to check that out, Linktree is in my Twitch bio, and I'll see everybody on the next episode of The Cave. Caveman is signing off for you.